Here's the pool shark. Unfortunately, nobody really tells you how to get these things apart so that you can get to the clutch. So this thing pops off. Just some rubber things that hold these nibs. This bottom piece is held on by this rubber bottom. As you can see, mine's pretty well used. These probably could be replaced. They're kind of, they're still flexible, but they're kind of cracked a little bit. But I'm gonna still use them because they seem to work. This is worn down. I probably need a new unit, but meanwhile, the clutch has quit working, as I've seen in my pool parts area. I've done this before, but I was trying to find on YouTube how to get this thing apart, and the guy on there that talks about a clutch doesn't tell you how to do it. So this thing pops off the top. It was a little bit crusty here, but I think the whole unit, like I said, needs to be done. So there's what it looks like. We want to get the clutch, which is inside this part. So we need a Phillips screwdriver. Take these two screws off. They're going to be pretty tight. This shaft that holds this thing together will come out of here. Definitely take a picture of your unit before you start, so you know if you take all the gears apart or take them out of their place, you're gonna wonder how they go back together again. I'm sure you're gonna wonder, hey, his scuff's apart real easy. Well, I did take it apart already. Confess. It's because things don't come apart this easy. Now, this shaft in there, there's your clutch. This is your clutch guy, and there's moving parts inside there. It seems like it should work fine, but it's not. In order to get this clutch out of there, you got to pop this thing off. It's just snap fitted on there, and they probably have a tool to push down from this side, and I found that this one actually I was able to pop it off like that. So that thing just holds onto this shaft in here. It only goes on one way. Just note that little divot there, or the key is the way you get it back into here. You probably can't see that, but anyway. Let's see. This gear comes up. This has a channel. You got to pull it out a little bit, and then it slides off. And there you see the one side of the plastic shaft. So if you've bought, then you can kind of reach in here and kind of push it over. And this gear, the clutch, is going to fall out. And then you got to keep sending it over. So there's this clutch. That's the actual clutch. And I actually had one apart. And then this guy comes out. And then the one guy's saying you can put some Teflon tape on here. I never tried that on it. It might be cool. This one's really worn out. It looks like could be my problem. But I noticed one I had before. I don't know if I replaced it because it looked brand new. You know, and here's an old clutch that I had put in here once before. I got a new one. I might as well just do it. My wife looked online, found the clutch, $22. If you go to the pool store, it's more like $40. But you can have it delivered for $22. Gives you the shaft, the retaining ring, and then the new clutch. And I'm kind of curious to see if it's going to work super good, or maybe my old pool shark is just too old to mess with, but I'm going for it. So this guy's going to go in like that. This guy's going to come through here, put the little retainer ring on as you bring it through. And also, this piece, when it clips back on, I probably should have shown that. When it clips back on, it only has, it has a round area and then these little guides that you're going to have in the up position. And you can spin it once it's in there so you get this round surface. So you can take this thing and push it up and clip it in there. But it only fits one way, and these little ridges have to be on top. That's the only trick. So as I put the new one in, you can reach in here and slide it across and put the new clutch in there. Try to line up all the holes. Careful with it because all your other parts are obviously going to be pretty brittle. This little catch thing could be a big deal if you break it. And it probably could break. You can take it out. There's two little retainers there and you can pop it out. I'm just leaving it in for now. Come on, Joe. At this point you're like, hey, where's my big hammer? Maybe this thing is different than the one that I got, or maybe it's just a lot tighter fitting than that old crusty thing I had. All right, it ain't going in, so I'm not going to force it. I'll take this clutch out and try to see why it's not. Because I can see this is pretty beat up. This is an old oh, that's why this retainer ring is kind of stuck on here. And that one, there it is. It's very tight fitting compared with the last one. So that was what was holding it up. Clutch back on. Bring that plastic shaft guy through, and there he is seated in here, and he's ready for the metal shaft. Remember, we got this big guy. It's got a channel there. I guess it can go either way, but you got to slide it down. And this thing needs to be pushed out slightly so it'll go down. It's hard to do with the sun going against the grain here. So once it's in the shaft, pull it out so you're clear of that little gear. Set them in there. Good. All right, pieces all over the place. All right, so we want to get the shaft back in here. Hold this together. I got these screw holes over here. These little retaining guys. Just kind of slip in. Screws. Yeah, if you go down to the pool store, they want about 40 bucks, I think. And then online, you search around, there's going to be somebody cheap. I don't know how my wife does it, but she finds the stuff and it shows up. And today I looked at it and definitely the thing was not doing its clutch thing. It was sitting there in the corner at the step, hung up. So, those guys, doesn't look like anything's missing. Now you gotta go in and, whoops, sucker. All right, put the this guy back where he belongs. Uh-oh, I'm missing one. Luckily they only go in one way. There it is. So they just kind of sit there and hang. And so when you put this in, make sure they're not falling out. There's that key thing. And see the key thing over here, so it goes in this way. Snap. This guy sits there, all the pieces are in, yay. The old crusty top. My dog thinks this is the two dogs think that this is a toy. So when it gets to the top of the pool, they like to chase it like an old car tire. Fight it. Doesn't seem to hurt it, but they've certainly nipped away at it over the years. And I'm not looking. There's probably a easier way. That's probably the first thing you want to set and clip it on this side at the end, but there it is. Here's my dog chew toy, and it just lines up in that rubber attachment, snaps on, and there you have it. That is the clutch. There's the clutch part number. And tear. Yay. Take it over here. There will be water in the line, so I don't know if this is just a waste of time or not, but if it really does its thing, I'll include it in the video. Oh, your toy's back. Oh boy. Oh, your toy's back. Let's see if it does something fabulous. It's going to take a little bit for that air to purge. I see it turning. Looks like it is turning right away. Yeah, there he goes. And he's shifting back and forth, which is the key to getting it off the steps or wherever your Kreepy may get stuck. But anyway, that's there. Yeah, the nice turn. So it's going to swivel back and forth. That's new clutch.